So I would like to introduce you to tietuo #1, which really honestly looks like those guest accounts or quote-unquote guest accounts that we've seen all the time. 2 premiums, fairly new account. I would guess probably within the last ban wave, and he is in X Gamer Squadron here. I don't know. A lot of them are Chinese. Who knows how much of those are newer accounts that were just created recently. I looked through about 5 of them, and all of them were created within the last couple months. This is a player, obviously, who is bringing 50 rounds to shoot at everything through walls. Now, I'm going to bring up a couple of topics in this video that I think need to be addressed. So as of today, actually, well, I did think it was yesterday, the review bomb started again in Steam. The reviews for War Thunder were back up to positive. Now they are down to mixed, and I expect them to go even lower. Gaijin made a couple questionable decisions recently. Now, recently, they quote-unquote fixed a bug for allowing rockets to do a bunch of damage to bases. Now, apparently that was a bug that allowed you to kill a base with like 60 or 80 rockets, like normal just HVAR rockets, which allowed base grinding to be very easy. That took 7 months to fix. And now every Chinese player or botter is complaining and review bombing. However, a lot of other I started reading a lot of other ones on there as well that were not Chinese review bots, and apparently it's because of Gaijin's recent RP additions. Now, Gaijin decided to say, "Hey, we're going to start giving the new nations bonuses for RP, but it's 50% of the base RP when you're playing at top tier." Now, if you know anything about RP in this game, you know that base RP is essentially garbage. Gaijin gave us basically a pittance, if you think about that. Pittance by being absolutely terrible. It might as well be a joke, considering they delayed this 9 months, and this is the solution they came up with. 9 months for basically crap. So I did a calculation on this. I had a match the other day at basically rank 7, where I got 10,000 RP. If the calculation is correct, based on what Gaijin is saying, for this new nation, I would get an additional 800 RP. Now, granted, it's still additional RP. Everyone's like, oh, what are you complaining about? It's additional RP. That's crap. That is garbage. Especially for, like, when Gaijin used to do, like, the first win of the day would give you, like, a lot of, like, you know, double RP. And it's what they do on the dev server. They do, like, double RP for the first win of the vehicle. If they did that again, I'd be like, heck yeah, that's cool. I'd play a lot more. But 800 RP for an 11 or a 10k RP, that's less than 10% for a win that was a 11 kill game, 3 cap match, and a nuke, and I get 800 RP if that was the current calculation. That is garbage. And Gaijin delayed the decision on this by 9 months when they could have just say, hey, we're going to put a 25% blanket RP gain on high tier, or, you know, whatever, low tier to high tier. Just do it on a certain amount of tiers. That would be great. I know a ton of people that would get so many reviews on it. It would be great for all levels of play. It would probably encourage people to buy, you know, premiums or whatever, do more with the game, blah, blah, blah. But instead, they do this absolute crap that is no RP, or essentially barely any RP, for what is effectively only 3 matches a day. For only limited countries, and it doesn't scale properly. It goes, I think it is rank 1 through 7 or 1 through 8, but it gives you like effectively nothing for lower BRs, and effectively what it is, nothing for higher BRs. So that's a big one that I think is hilarious. And so I re-updated my review to be negative again, and so I'm hoping it tanks the review again. It really just needs to happen again, because it took Gaijin what is effectively over a year to try to implement some of these changes, and they are doing absolutely garbage work with it. They still haven't resolved M735. They haven't resolved certain issues in the game. The sound engine is still absolute crap. The helicopters don't have proper damage models. The new models they have in top tier vehicles are not modeled correctly or don't do the correct thing. There's so many levels of just, hey, we're going to add this into the game, and then there's no quality control behind it. Even better is now we're all of a sudden seeing scripts run on custom servers that are like, there's level 0 accounts that are running scripts on custom games that has no oversight. So since when does Gaijin? So it's obviously nice to have like custom. It's nice to have like custom like lobbies or whatever, or like, hey, I can do a custom map in a custom game. That makes perfect sense. I completely understand that. But what doesn't make sense is why are you allowing scripts to run on these servers with level 0 accounts? Since when is a level 0 account allowed to run a custom game? Like, at all? Why is that allowed? Why are we allowing this? So you're telling me Gaijin, all these moderators in the mod team who all just want to sit in, by the way, they sit in chat and they do moderation and claim that they do the right job, when hilariously enough, I got recently chat banned because I told a Chinese player in-game to please stop being racist and bringing up a certain event that happened in 1989. That's all I said in chat, and I got chat banned for it. And meanwhile, he's still talking away in his chats. And I met him 2 games later, and him still chatting. And I'm like, that is so much crap. And yet, the mod team is just saying that they care, when in reality, they just do not care. Yeah, I can't be bothered on the fact that Gaijin has 0 oversight when it comes to just caring about their game. At this point, the quality control in a game like this, with the amount of stuff that goes on, and the amount of reports they get, and the amount of fixing they could do, and the amount of reverts they could do that could easily fix the game, they just don't do it. Like, I don't know why we need a sound engine update every single update. That is the most ridiculous nonsense I think I've ever seen in this entire game. So, I'm going to leave this here as this game is basically over, and you can see how nonsense this player has been the entire match. And, as always, I hope you have a good rest of your morning, day, evening, or night. And also, if you have a player in question, please try to follow... Oops, excuse me. Please try to follow the format below, and I will get to it as soon as I am able. As always, have a good one.